Check, check. Waiting for folks to come in. If you're watching not live, you're seeing me do all these settings. We're waiting for people to come into the chat box. Trying to get some more grays in. It's not good. All right. It is hot in Florida. I am sweating profusely. It's good detox though, you know? So they say it's good for detox. So hopefully we'll get some people in here. It's around lunchtime for most folks, so. Right. Waiting some more folks to filter in. Okay. We got two. What up? All right, perfect. I was just about to ask how the chat's doing. Can you see or can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, we got some 21. Perfect, loud and clear. Do you guys hear a lot of wind noise? I'm trying to cover that up. It's pretty windy here out on the range. Perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and get started here. I do first off for a YouTube disclaimer. I have no guns in this live video. It's just gear. So I'm gonna be talking about combat pants and specifically a spotlight on a set of combat pants that got sent to us from a company called Oti Gear or Oti Gear or whatever they're called. You guys have probably seen this company. I know Grantham, Mike rocks their stuff a lot. And there's several other folks that are running Oti Gear equipment. They just released a new combat pant and you know, we're gonna be doing a full-length video on different combat pants that we've tried out and then kind of rate what we you know, what we like most and just different features and kind of give you guys some options about what to expect when it comes to buying combat pants. These are their knee pads. So first off, let's talk about the knee pads. This is probably the most important thing for me. The whole point of combat pants is to be able to have the knee pads integrated into the pant that makes it comfortable. If you don't have comfortable knee pads, you might as well just rock regular BDU style pants. So that's the first thing I'm looking for is knee pad placement and the knee pad itself. If you look at this has actually got a concave texture to it. I have sweat a ton in this already. It does not absorb water. So if you look at this, it's see this, very, very soft, very, very pliable. I mean, it keeps rigid form, but it still goes back to the memory form of the actual pad itself. And so when I have this, I don't have to have extra force on my knees trying to bend this if it's a flat shape. So if you guys have looked at the old USGI issued knee pads for any of my vets out there, when they would give you your ACUs or your BDUs or whatever, there was a slot. It was a rectangular slot. You could slide a foam pad. It was a straight, flat, rectangle piece of foam into your BDUs or your regular slacks, your trousers. And you had to bend that, and it didn't feel really good because it was just not comfortable. So the more contour you have on a knee pad already, the more form you have, the more comfortable that knee pad's gonna be over time. I'll tell you guys a quick story because this is a testament to how important combat pants are. Back in the day when I first got in the military, we had no combat pants. You just had frickin' regular issued like BDUs or ACUs or whatever, the military combat, or not combat, but just like standard military trouser pant, uniform pant. And they gave you those rectangle things. Nobody ever wore them because they're super uncomfortable. So we would wear knee pads, and we had the Arc'teryx knee pads that were issued to us. Obviously you have your surplus standard knee pads, which suck because the back of your leg behind your knee where it bends, those straps start just really rubbing that raw. Even with Arc'teryx knee pads. Now, what's cool about the Arc'teryx knee pads is they had a cutout so that way it would bend and fold a lot easier. So as far as the that goes, it was okay. But most of the time when you're running around, you're always going to a knee, and you're doing all types of just normal combat style activities, you know, walking through the woods, all that stuff, that knee pad would eventually drop down and just float around your ankle. So kind of frustrating. You had to constantly pull it up. It was always rubbing, those knee pad straps are always rubbing the back of your leg behind the knee. It would just made it not fun. And so as far as when the first we had combat knee pads come out, we saw it through Crye, was the first company that I saw it, and I was like, man, that's genius. And I ended up buying a pair of Crye pants. These were like Gen 1 or Gen 2. It was an old Gen pants, because, you know, some units were starting to get them. Most units didn't have them. So I was like, I'm gonna buy a pair of my own. And they were like, I think it was like $220 back in the day. I think it was like $200. But anyways, I bought a pair. Anyways, I used those pants on every training mission. I used them all the time. They were freaking awesome. I wore them for 4 years straight, because I obviously got other combat pants. We started getting those issued to us, the Cryes. And then I was still using that one that I'd bought, and it was lasting forever. Usually most of your pants also is they have no stretch, so they would have where they would blow out in the crotch. So there was that spandex that you have that was really, really nice. And so actually had one time we were training with the unit that I'm actually with now, as a guard unit, and we were doing fast rope training, and we had a full mission profile where we're getting ready to fast rope onto this objective and then go walk, you know, a couple of clicks, because we had done an offset insert, and we were going to go walk to the objective, sneaky through the woods and stuff like that. So I ended up, we have tons of equipment on us. I've got multiple radios. I've got full load of ammo. I've got all this different equipment. And I go out the door of the helo. We're on UH-60s, and I slide down the rope, and I'm coming down pretty quick. It's about a 30-foot rope. And I spread my legs out, and when I spread my legs out, I'd come down faster than I anticipated, and I had good separation of my feet. But when I came down, my knee went right into the ground. So like I landed on my feet, but my hips twisted, and my knee went boom right in the ground. And I had my knee pads on, my Crye pants, and the knee pads were perfectly sized right up to where my knees actually are, and I had them locked in. Anyways, brushed it off, didn't really think anything of it, and we start walking. You know, go pull security, start walking off to our objective. I am walking probably about 5 minutes, and one of my teammates is like, "Hey, Eric, there's something in your leg." And I was like, "What?" And I looked down, and there is no joke, a stick about that big around and about that long that had punctured through my knee pad, and the padding, it had punctured through the rubber, and the padding behind it had actually stopped that stick. Now understand, like, had I had a standard old school knee pad on and it slid down around my ankles, which usually happened, it would have literally gone right into my leg. So it would have ruined my career. It would have not, you know, if you have any knee damage, it's really hard for you to start really functioning like you normally do, because you have to get surgery and all this other stuff. So for $200, for 4 years wearing those pants, it lasted me a very long time. So that was just a testament about combat pants in general and how effective they can be. So now we've got more companies coming out with their own designs. You know, we got issued some Patagonia pants. Those were okay. The buttons on the plastic shell kept popping off. But Crye had always been the standard until we started seeing some other combat pant companies coming out with really well thought out smart pants. Another good one was Norarm out of Norway. They sent us some pants. Cool. They had some vents. They had all different types of options and things of that nature as far as features as the pants. And so we're seeing a lot more options come out. You even get like knockoffs you can get on Amazon that aren't bad. And I've seen guys that shoot with us or train with us or come to class that are actually wearing these knockoffs. I'm like, how long you had? They're like, about a year. So for $70, $80, you can get a knockoff pair. Even if it doesn't last as long, it's a little bit cheaper. So when Audi Gear came and sent us a pant, one of the things that we had issues with Crye pants is the knee pads would eventually pop out, specifically the Gen 3 knee pads. Now the Gen 2, which was like a smooth surface, and now the Gen 4, the knee pads really don't pop out because they're super robust. They're a lot bigger, but the Gen 3 knee pads, which is the most common, the one that you see all the time, they wear out fast and they pop out. So if you're like doing parachute operations or you are running really fast or you go in the woods and a stick gets behind it and it rips that knee pad out, you will lose your knee pads. So this actually goes underneath the fabric of the pants. So I'm going to show you guys these pants real quick and drop you guys down a little bit low. All right, so one of the things about these pants is I can take this, it's thinner up top, wider at the base, which is what I want. I can open up this slot, very similar to the old ACU pants and stuff like that. And I can slide this up underneath. Oh gosh, showing my age. Pretty easy. Now what's really cool is the outer layer to protect the fabric, to make it a little bit more durable, to last a little bit longer, is these beads, and they're like a plastic type bead. What's really cool is whenever I'm running and I slide into position, they slide really nice on the ground, whereas your Crye knee pads is more rubbery. It catches and it has a lot of grip. So it could be good and bad, but sometimes whenever I'm running behind a barricade, if you guys watch like old paintball, speedball videos, I'll like run and I'll slide into the position and run that. So that was one of those things I thought was cool. I'd never been able to do that except with like Patagonia's pants, because they had a plastic shell on the outside, and then it was on the inside a foam insert. So this foam insert is really, really nice. Usually I'll do this before I put my pants on. Now they do have other color options that are coming out. And so here we go. So let's get this locked in. All right, so another thing that they have that's an addition is not only does the knee pad, the shape of the knee pad is that important, but also the ability to tighten it down. So right here, instead of a Velcro strap, it's actually a shock cord, bungee cord, so I can actually pull that and it tightens into place and it tucks away, okay? If I want to, something else that's really nice in thinking about something where it comes into play is signature. I want to lower my signature. I don't want to have things that make a lot of noise. So what else is really cool is these cargo pants. One, it's reinforced for like blades. So I have a reinforced stitching here with a actual, it's really nice. The cut of the pocket goes straight down and over, so it's easy to go in here. And also check this out. It's got mesh, so it's a vented pocket. So if I have, let's just say I go in the water, that water can drain. So it doesn't have to rely on a single drain hole. I've got all this vent and mesh. And here's the cargo pocket. What I want you guys to notice is no sound. There are magnets actually in the cargo pocket, so you have no Velcro, and it locks into place, all right? So super, super nice. What's really interesting is I thought that when I got these pants, I was like, man, there's no stretch. And that was really bothersome to me. So I will pass that on to Roy as far as the order, and we'll get that checked out. Just shoot an email to team@barrelandhatchet.com and we'll get you squared away, Jason. Thanks. The other thing also is on the front pockets I have right here. You guys can see this. Unzips, but also there's a protector for the zipper that makes it does not accidentally come out. The other cool thing is I have a pocket within the cargo pocket that's just naturally right here. So I can take things and shove them in here like a mag and just have that where it's partially out. So I can take something like this. All right. So have things of that nature. Now, back to what I was saying, when it comes to the stretch, I was really worried about there not being any stretch, nylon stretch. The pants are cut very well. It's really well thought out in terms of the form fit. So if you do get a pair of Adi Gear pants, make sure that you buy the correct size, because it will be really well form fitted to you. The other thing is also wearing your inner outer belts, guys. It starts to wear on your hips. So this pair of pants also has adjustability. So if I'm not wearing a belt and it's a little bit too big, I can tighten it, like your standard Crye pants. But also the belt loops are big and massive, and it has padding around the waistline. So that way it kind of helps out. So one of the things that I really like about these pants also is you have your bottom right here. You have the ability to kind of tighten around your ankle. Where that actually does come into play and is if you do anything underwater, dive type stuff. Actually, that's something that we'll probably do is we'll take these pants out diving. to test out to see how they do in a water environment. And if you guys would think that'd be actually pertinent and relevant, let me know in the comments. But I think that, you know, we talked about it in our enabler video. Use every type of skill set you have for a crap at the fan scenario. Even dive operations could be something, whether that's for an insert. One of the things that we're talking about exploring is how to store a cache in the water. If you have a cache in the water, you have a GPS location, the only way to get to it is to dive to it. It is almost impossible to find. So the only way people could find it is if they're watching you and they follow you and they know exactly where you're going. But hiding cache and supplies in the water, if you have the ability to dive to it, that's a great way to hide stuff. So, and keep things stored without, you know, the public knowing about it. But overall, these combat pants are awesome. We'll be doing an in-depth review as far as all different types of pants. So Norarm, Crye, the Gen 3, the Gen 4, the Audi Gear pants, and then I think we have one more. We've also got some other pants. What other pants would you guys like to see? The one pant I have not tried is the UF Pro. We may actually try maybe a couple of Amazon knockoff pants to see how they fare. So if you guys are interested in that type of pant being in the video, let me know. And we will put our time and sweat into those pants to make sure it's worth your time and your money. Rothco pants. Okay, so like a standard cargo type pant is something we can look at as well. But if you guys have any questions, this is now a time for Q&A. I want to talk to you guys about the Audi Gear pants, kind of spotlight them. And after we've got, you know, probably about 3 weeks now on them, already been washed like a bajillion times because I sweat a lot and it's Florida. So now I want to open this up to you guys for a Q&A. If you have any questions, I will answer every single question that comes in the comment for this next period of time. So, all right, I'm going to go back through and see what other questions we got, maybe that came in earlier on the... All right, Crye is essentially becoming slowly not worth the price due to newer other companies making their own version of combat pants, and thankfully so. I agree. I mean, I think I will say the Crye G4s have no stretch, and you're seeing companies go more towards a very well, good, thought-out fit versus having to make pants that have stretch to be able to make up for a bad pant design. Cat makes workwear with knee pad pockets for 60 bucks. Interesting. The pants I'm really digging right now is the Beyond Clothing A9 pants, very comfortable and eternal mini pads. My question is for the Beyond pant is how expensive are those? I've got multiple Beyond clothing pieces and they're all insanely expensive. I didn't buy it. It was, I you know, got it for free, but you know, I don't know if I would be able to afford that. Pro tip, if your pant pockets are stitched closed with the same stitch that attaches to use the back of the pants, just know that with use, your pockets will fail and be unusable. Are Emerson's okay under thermal? Love mine, but never tested. That's a good question. I was talking about with Recce Randy doing a thermal video and also a thermal defeat video. So if you guys are interested in that, comment below. Mantle Clothing has really nice duty pants. There isn't a wide color selection, but they're the most comfortable range combat pants I've ever worn, and they're only $200. UF Pro, I've never, like I said, I've never tried a UF Pro pant. I've been really curious to see how well they are. We're seeing them being used real world, obviously in the Middle East, but I've never used them myself. Okay, here we go. We got some questions coming in. Do you think a cold hammer forged barrel is good for an SPR, GPR? I have a Geissele Super Duty. As far as your barrels, we've seen really, really good accuracy out of or stainless steel. And also, you know, with stainless steel, you can get a pretty decent round count. Yeah, cold hammer forged is going to last longer. It's not going to be as accurate. That's the theory. But for me, I'm not necessarily looking at what type of metal and stuff it's made out of. I'm looking at the profile and also how good is the resonance of that barrel so it can group a ton of different ammo. Like we've always preached on these lives, you guys follow us, the Rosco SPR barrel. It's the 18-inch rifle length gas. It is so well priced. One, we have a discount code. You get 10% off. But that beside the fact, and trying to keep bias out of it, it is an incredibly accurate barrel. It accurizes every single match grade round we've ever put through it, which is unusual because most barrels, even your super expensive barrels, they have a very specific taste in ammo. So the fact that this Roscoe barrel, which one is reasonably priced, but two, groups all different types of match grade, gives you a lot more variety as about what you can shop for as far as match grade ammo. So now it's like, well, I got this super expensive $600 barrel and it only shoots $2 ammo or $1.50 ammo types, and doesn't shoot the AAC OTM or the AAC Sierra Match King or cheaper match grade projectiles. So that kind of screws you out of being able to get more reps because you have a barrel that only likes a specific type of ammo. So my recommendation is getting a barrel that has good resonance. That's the only thing I can account to that, because we still don't know what type of spells they put on that barrel to be able to do that. It's insane. When did you go to dive school? In PCB. Never went to dive school. Specifically talking about I dive recreationally and spearfishing here in Florida. So spearfishing and wreck diving and all that type of stuff. But I do have a bunch of buddies that have gone through dive school, and they say it's pretty miserable. Check out NORARM Tactical, please. Yes, we will be putting the NORARM Tactical pants in the video. Do you use a 0 or 20 MOA mount for your Credo? We use a 1.5, or as far as height, it's a 1.54. 1.54 is the standard height. I do have it on a PRI rail, which has a riser, so it rises it up, but I do have a cheek riser in there. Love you, Eric. Everything you guys do, I'm inspired to be a man. You inspire me, and thanks for being here. Off topic, but most of the combat shorts I buy don't fit well. What's your go-to combat shirt? All right, here's a secret. This right here is my favorite combat top. Any type of field top. Here in Florida, it's super hot, it's super humid. One of the issues I have with combat shirts is it's a t-shirt material, so it sticks to you. I don't like anything that sticks to me. Yes, this is thicker, but what's nice is it doesn't stick to the skin when you sweat, so you get airflow. So especially if you're wearing no undershirt underneath, you just wear this. I actually took that from a MARSOC buddy, and he was always in the jungles and stuff like that, and he's like, dude, get a field top and just run a field top with nothing underneath. It's awesome. So that's what I do. I have Origin pants for hunting, but they're amazing. It would be interesting to see how they run in a tactical environment. Interesting. What field tops do you recommend? Who makes the best ATAC, FG, pant, and blouse? I think right now the only ones you can get is maybe like Rothko or something like that. I honestly don't know, or just buy from ATAC direct. I know this is off topic, but in an SHTF situation, is it better to hunker in if you're out of a major city and have 6 months supply, or should buy out? Man, that's a question with a lot of variety of problems. I hate to say METTC because it feels like a cop-out, like situation dependent, but it's a situation dependent. Understand one of the things, if you have a more populated area, the biggest variable you have to deal with is other people. A way to defeat that variable is build a community. Make friends with your neighbors. Talk to the people around you, so that way you guys can work together and not scavenge off each other when crap hits the fan. Do you have recommendation for a non-optical brightener wash for gear? I don't. If you find one, let me know. I've shot a Roscoe 16-inch barreled 5.56 gas guns with 77 SMK at 1,000 yard. Can vouch. Absolutely. It's awesome. I want some cookies? Yes, I do. I enjoy cookies. My favorite food is donuts. Don't be late. I missed out on a combat pant conversation. Is there a guide somewhere? Watch the beginning of this video. We'll save it to the channel so you can watch it. Thought on cool pants for range class use. I've never run cool pants. I only run lame pants. Just kidding. There's a dad joke for you. But I've heard good things from a lot of guys. I know a bunch of buddies in the special STS world and the special tactics world that run those and like them a lot. A friend of mine used Velocity Systems rugby shirt here in Georgia. Too hot for full-on BDUs. Yep. Bug in if you're prepared. Been trying the G4 pants. I think they've gotten a bad rap. They're quite nice and cooler than G3s. Yes, the G4s, man, it's like wearing pajamas. I don't know how else to put it. Hitting the sub button, brother. Good. Thank you for being here. The owner of NORARM Tactical, solid dude, Peshmerga on Instagram. Yes, the guy. So for those who don't know, the owner of NORARM actually went and fought ISIS with the Peshmerga in Iraq and Syria or somewhere in the Middle East. And so he actually got the ideas for the NORARM pants from real combat experience and things of that nature. So he's a good dude. We never met him, but he seems like a really awesome guy. We're in field tops like that in the sandbox. Great when operating in the heat. Yes, it is. Eventually it can dry out, and then you'll end up getting, like, kind of gets hardened a little bit. So it can, you might want to constantly change shirts, but I've gotten more prickly heat from wearing t-shirts and combat shirts than I have from this. This just keeps that airflow going. It's really nice. Do you think the Griffin Armament gas block would go well with Roscoe barrels? Yes, I would agree. I believe so. Yes, thermo defeat video, please. Okay. What are your thoughts on wearing shorts to the range? It's hot out there, especially between those berms. You do you, man. If it's good enough for Rhodesia, then it's got to be good enough for here. Ancient veteran. Have you tried the Q rifles? What are your thoughts? Seems to be some superior machining they're doing for all their parts. How do I say this? I would start looking about one of the big things we look on this channel is how do we talk about and give information to you guys that's the best bang for your buck, or a good price and extremely high quality. That's the whole point of what we do. The reason why we talk about, you know, maybe more affordable gear is because it's like, hey, this is an affordable price. It's either better or operating at the same capacity as an extremely expensive system. So don't, especially with guns, man, like, or equipment, don't feel like because I spend more money, I'm going to have a higher quality product. Sometimes it's hype. A lot of it's internet. A lot of it is, you know, certain celebrities within this community are running that, so it must be awesome. And sometimes it is like, hey, you get what you pay for. It's a freaking awesome product. Roscoe, I can tell you right now, bro, they are, first off, they're shooters. They're awesome, and they know what to do for their barrel design and how to implement stuff in their products because they shoot. So because they shoot, they know what they would like as shooters. And so, and also the price point is really good. So, yeah, hopefully that answers your question. If you deployed to Israel, would you kill Palestinians who aren't shooting at you? Okay, anyways. All right, so it looks like we got a couple of bots. So, all right, guys, so the bots have taken over the chat. So we will see you guys on the next one. As far as mental health issues, man, no. I used to, and Jesus is I'm telling you, man, he is the cure, man. So I would recommend, if you are curious or have questions about it, reach out to us. And he's changed my life, dude. Jesus has changed my life. So I would recommend that you know, hit us up, man. If you ever have an issue or dealing with mental health stuff, hit us up. We would love to talk to you and pray for you. And I got a couple more questions. Your favorite round? 5.56. What kind of folder do you carry? A3 Tactical has got some good stuff. Amen. Jesus is awesome. And dude, he is the only reason that I'm alive. He is my motivation and drive for everything. And all the stuff that we're talking about right now is good. But the best thing is we can be prepared for every situation and every scenario, but we could also die today. We could die tomorrow. And so, you know, if something happened to you and you did die, and you're standing with God, how many people have you loved in your life? How many people have you, you know, impacted with your life for the kingdom? How many people are you really loving the people around you, your family, your friends, your wife, or your husband, or your kids? Are you really being an asset to them? And I can tell you, most of my life I've been selfish. It's been for me, you know. I've been living for myself. And if I stood with the Lord and he were looking at my life in a big, like a movie, I would be ashamed at how much I've been doing things for myself. And now I'm trying to make up that time to serve you guys, to serve the community, to serve my family, to be loving to you guys, to be understanding. And yeah, amen. Favorite plate carrier and battle belt? Crop Precision and parachuter gear, and Wilder Tactical for the belt. All right, guys, we love y'all. Thank you so much for your support. Make sure you guys check out the YouTube video coming out tonight about Open Gym. Yeah, always love what you guys do and your support for us. So, amen. You guys are awesome. God be with you, and have a great day.